Hey, want to find out how you can heal with humor? Just buy 2 Carrot Top tickets and call me in the morning. No, I'm kidding. We're going to learn about how humor is healing, and I'm going to show you some of my new favorite TikTokers on today's Madge Unmuted. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Madge Unmuted. I am your host, Madge Madigan. Welcome. And with me, as always, is Fitz.
Hi, Madge. Do I sound special? Hi, Madge.
So very special.
I am special.
You are.
Just like you. We're both very special.
Yes, we are. We're a very special episode of Madge Unmuted.
Yeah, I know. Whoa, look at me. I'm at the bottom of the chair. Hey. I feel like a little person.
Like you shrunk.
It's like, did you forget to bring the telephone books for me? Jesus.
I forgot mine. That is Scott Fitzgerald, otherwise known as Fitz. He's the purveyor of RockFox Studios, this lovely establishment where we record shit.
You know, I tried to do that, when I registered the business with New York State. Place to record shit was not on the list.
Oh, was it already taken?
Yes, it was already taken.
Damn it, I hate that.
No, just the other one, place where shit records. It's a different place across town.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to record some shit too, or other useful things, podcasts, commercials, audiobooks, pornos.
Yeah,
no,
we'll do those.
Nudies.
I'll do those. Hey, I wouldn't turn away porn money. Are you kidding me?
Do you have to have a special license for that?
I think you have to have a special certificate, but it's not necessarily a license.
I think, yeah.
It's more of a clean bill of health.
You probably have to cover the couches with sheets or blankets, just like when you put the dog in the car.
No spillage. Don't come into RockFox with a black light, please. Do us all favors. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Anyway, you want to do some of that shit, go to rockfox.com. ROCVOX.com.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, you know what I did this week, Fitz?
What you did this week?
Or what I did last week? Because it's already this week, and I haven't done much this last week. I went to a conference.
Those are fun.
This was it.
Did you get a nice, unusually sized blueberry muffin?
No.
It's usually what I get at conferences.
One, actually, there was really no food. It was kind of like...
That's not a conference. That's a meeting or something. I don't know. Conferences have food.
It was... Do they really? I don't know.
The good ones do.
This was put on by Purpose Pioneers. And it was called the Thought Leadership Summit. And it was really good, but
the thought leader should have ordered some food. But anyway.
Went from sun up to sundown.
And no food?
And yeah, I know. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? They might be the nicest people in the world, but how much do they have tchotchkes? Do they have little pads or pens or something or keychains with the name of the...
There was a tote bag.
Tote bag. Turn in the tote bag and get me some Tostitos or something.
There was some fruit and veggies later in the afternoon. Oh, there was coffee in the morning.
Well, come on.
Yeah.
If there's no coffee, people are leaving. Sorry.
I'm with you on that one.
Wait, I'm paying you to be here? Shouldn't you be paying me to be here?
But anyway, it was really good.
Yeah,
I don't want them to think I'm talking shit about them.
Because I am. Really you're backing them up. I'm the nasty Nelly.
I could have used some more food there. Was a lot of information, and I could have used some more brain fuel. That's all I'm saying.
Put that in the suggestion box for next time. A few more calories on the menu, please.
At the end of conference survey. More food.
So it was about. So what do thought leaders talk about?
Well, essentially, this was about getting in on using speaking as part of your business. And, because that's a great way to connect with people.
Talking.
Yeah. Talking is generally.
And speaking into audiences and giving talks,
keynote
seminars
address,
and whatnot.
Yeah. So all kinds of shit. And so it was about, like helping you to craft your message and make your movement and everything, which, mine.
Don't have your movement on a stage.
Mine's a bowel movement. Did you know, by the way, coffee. On last week's episode where I tried to make a promo of the part where you said, today Madge took a dump in City Hall. And then I said, and put a flag in it, and I went, here's my poop. And TikTok wouldn't show that. It sat there for like hours on 0, and I'm like, they don't like this.
Seriously, they're going to stop you from posting that? Have you seen?
Yeah.
I've seen vagina on TikTok.
I have too.
Really? Send me the link. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But seriously, that's ridiculous.
You do watch it when you're in the bathroom. I told you. Damn kids.
That's why I got AirPods, whatever they're called. Whatever the kids are wearing these days.
The kids.
Damn it.
So anyway, we talk, and I got to give a talk. And
is that why they sent me an email and asked for your music?
Oh yeah, yes,
cool.
Yeah. So I did, but I don't know what. There was some problems with the file that I had, so I don't know. But it didn't end up giving it. They didn't end up playing it on my entrance. They got it on my exit though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it was my fault. No one made me aware that I had to have music. So
you need to bring a pocket Fitz with you all the time when you do conferences, because I'll get in there and we'll figure out what you need and load it all up.
And then I'll need a remote, like one of those bullets they make you put in your. No, not that. Never mind. That's not that kind of pocket. Never mind. Anyway, so this was a good, wholesome family conference.
Just in case you want to ratchet up that conference. Moon River. using the whole Fitz there, Doc. Hey.
So yeah, well, I ratcheted up that thought summit pretty much all by myself, because people were giving these, like really moving things, and I'm like, fuck this, fuck that, and fuck you. But it was really good because it
throw on your your Oakland Raiders cap.
I did.
Get OG on them.
I wore my Crips bandana and no, so but it helped me refine my message, because I've spoken a bunch, and it just helped you like refine your message and a power statement. And I found what mine is, and perhaps we shall use this going forward on the Madge Unmuted podcast. I came out that
Jesus spoke.
My thing, they called it a power statement, is based on.
Sounds powerful.
It is. Humor is healing.
Yeah. Amen to that. And
so you'll have to come to one of my talks to find. Oh, but that was the other thing. Like, I was like gonna, plug it and show. I did not take one fucking picture.
Not a one.
Not a one.
You're carrying the best camera you've ever owned in your entire life in your pocket.
No, I got a shitty iPhone 8.
That's still the best camera you've ever owned.
How do you know what cameras I've had?
Because unless you had a professional medium format.
Okay, they took professional pics and videos that I'm supposed to get, but I don't have yet. But, I didn't have the forethought or be friendly enough with anybody else to go, hey, could you take some pictures of me?
It's intimidating to do that at a conference too, because you kind of like want to be professional, and you don't want to like invade other people's space. But a lot of people are like, hey, let's do a selfie, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, but it's not so much that, because everybody else was doing it, and I'm like, oh, you're the smart ones, because now
would you not bring your phone or something?
No, you listening? It's my goddamn story.
Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
It's
not talking.
No, because like we all became friends. This is me not talking. We all became friends on social media, and then like they're all like posting pictures. Hey, this is me, posing with other people, and I'm like, fuck, because I'm like I'm in the moment. I'm not like being self-righteous or whatever, but okay, maybe it's just me being forgetful. But no, really, I'm like, oh, I'm watching everybody else and I'm doing the things. And then I'm like, fuck, I didn't think
You know
to take
what, though?
one
You bring
picture.
up a key factor, a key thing that people miss out on these days, and they're not in the moment. They're too busy taking pictures and posting about the moment, and the moment's gone.
Yeah.
It's on Facebook,
That's when they can get to relive it.
So you're a storyteller, so you don't need to take the pictures. You come tell the story.
Well, as they
Well,
get older.
sit down on your knee and tell me a story, Grandpa.
Get down with little Aunt Madgie.
Aunt Madgie.
I gave this talk and it was really cool. So when I get the shit, I'll show everybody. But
Okay.
So my thing was like I talked about, because like that's what I've been doing, but I couldn't like put it into words. So now maybe in my social media shit, I can like put.
So you've gotten some more skills to help you
to pay the bills.
Skills to pay the bills.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did, and
rhyme time.
So yeah, it's business time. But one of the things that I came away with, and I'm gonna tie it in here. One of the things I thought of was that, you know how a lot of people say, like, you know, especially, I know we've talked about this being Irish Catholic, that we make jokes about stuff, and then people like, oh, you're deflecting, you're whatever, you're not dealing with it, you're internalizing it, or whatever the right words are. And I came to the thing that no, humor is actually accepting, not deflecting. Because you still have to, kind of process through the shit. You can't just like sweep it under the rug. You have your cry and whatever, and then you make fun of it, because when you do that, you take the power away from it.
Exactly. Yeah. And you like definitely taking the power away from all that goddamn guilt we grew up with.
Hell yes.
The fear that Jesus is watching us take a dump.
Hell, exactly.
Come on, Jesus.
We're going to go blind. I should have gone blind 80 times over. But anyway, so speaking of that.
Did they tell the girls that too?
Hell yeah. But, we're like, oh, we would never do that. Oh, that's right. Girls don't do that. Yeah. Anyway, so like I taught my kids this. We went through some tough times. Their dad disappeared and shit. And that's what I taught my kid. Like, just, you got to take it back, take the power back.
Yeah.
And, we were in like, I always say, the evictions and the food stamps. And I always told them, this is not going to define us. And, I always say, you accept it, you make it, deal with it, you acknowledge it, accept it, and deal with it, make a joke about it, and then you get back up and you go. So I was taught my kids, we would make jokes. So today, Libby, my middle child, loves to tell me, like, she's like, Mom, I made something that, made for dinner what you used to make. And it's like, okay, that's probably one of four things, like, hot dogs, chicken nuggets, or whatever. But then I forget that, I actually did make a couple things. But when you're poor and you're a single mom, there's only so much. So anyway, she's telling me the story today. She said, last night I went to the store and I got, because we had chicken patties and I forgot buns and I had to go get them. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, remember when we used to have them? They're just basically like the breaded frozen chicken patty, like Banquet or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was one of my great things,
Big round chicken nugget.
Yeah, to get some lettuce and tomato and, mayo, whatever. Except for my son, he hates mayo. He thinks it's disgusting.
My wife hates mayo too.
Really?
Yeah.
But anyway, so
something wrong with them.
I know. But he loves sriracha. So she tells me the story. I'm like, oh God, remember? I said, remember, I'm like, just when we used to have those when you're little. And she's like, oh, I know. Oh my God, Abby, she lives with her sister. And she said, yeah, Abby said that to me. She said, oh, don't these remind you they taste like school lunch? And Libby goes, tastes like mom's on food stamps to me. And I fucking laughed, but there was like this little bit of, but it was also like, that's exactly what it was. And the fact that you can joke about it.
Right.
You know, I mean, because it is what it is. I can't change it. There was still love there. So we had to eat chicken patties. So go fuck yourself.
Hey, you know what? At least says Mother of the Year. No, I just love the fact that, you know, the main point there is that there was chicken to eat.
Yeah.
The kids had something to eat.
Right.
And, you know, chicken's not the unhealthiest thing in the world to eat, no matter how processed it is.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. That's like a whole nother subject. Yeah. That the shit, people are always like, oh, you have food stamps and you're buying.
Because the healthy stuff is expensive.
Thank you. That's it. Exactly.
You tell me.
The shit. But you know what? I always tried to have, I always made sure they had a fruit and a vegetable, if not with every meal, at least most of the meals, you know, and I had fruit. So like I would, you know, get like bag of romaine lettuce salad or can of corn, whatever. I mean, it was something.
You know, if you go to the store now and you want to get, you know, a head of broccoli, that's like $3-4 or something like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a decent amount of broccoli, but imagine how, you know, you can buy 3 times as much in cans. It's gross, but you could still buy it.
Right.
99 cents for, you know what I mean?
But also, here's the thing. Like, if I wanted to make, like, chicken caprese, chicken cutlets, you know, whatever, for 3 kids and me, that's at least a good $15 in ingredients. I can buy 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese for 99 cents a piece that will feed us and have leftover. I mean, that's just the reality.
Yeah.
Of it. So anyway, I had to say that because
she made a joke and it was funny and you guys thought about the past.
Yeah.
But it didn't define you.
But you know what? Even though it was, you know, not the greatest time to remember for me, because I felt like shitty mom.
Yeah.
They still have fond memory.
Yeah.
Like it still was a fond memory.
And at the time, you're like, they're never going to have fond memories of this.
Right.
I hope they never remember this, but they still do.
Right.
Because that's what kids do.
Yeah.
They not all kids, I guess most kids make the best out of what's going on. And that's you know, testament to your parenting as well, because they were able to do that and they weren't just bitching the whole time. Thanks. Shut up.
No, I never once touched my children.
I stopped. I did hit my kids. I did. I was, but I stopped. I stopped a long time ago when they were like 5-6 years old. I was like, I lost my temper, and I'm like, never again am I doing this. Yeah, it is pointless, senseless violence.
I agree, and that's which brings us to another. This is just a side. You know, you always see those memes that people post on Facebook about like,
my parents beat me with a stick, and I'm just great.
That's what these kids need. I'm great, and I'm like, no, really, I sense your underlying anger every day.
I know. Right.
You're in the front seat of the bitter bus.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love that the baby boomers are all bitching. The exact people that were complaining that black kids were going to school with their white children, they're complaining now that their grandchildren have to learn critical race theory.
Oh.
The same racists. But anyway, that's a different story.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm not going to open up that camel. Right. Or is it too late?
I gotta parse some of this out because this whole past week, it's like I had this conference. I had another like a mini. It's called a residency for. I'm in grad school.
Doogie.
I'm getting my master's. Is this thing called? It was a residency, so I had like to sit through like I don't know about 4 Zoom calls.
You're getting your master's in communications or journalism or what is it?
It's a
interdisciplinary.
Yeah, interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary thing. It's going to be a concentration of. It's called Master of Liberal Studies. I know. Go fuck yourself if you think it's whatever. But
so what are you going to do? Smoke pot and collect unemployment?
Welfare. No, look it up what it means. And it's going to be like I have to do a project, and I'm going to be it's going to be writing
global warming.
It's about eating babies.
That's right.
And stealing elections. No, so I'm sorry. Anyway, it's going to be concentrating on. I'm going to take some writing classes, so I'm going to sharpen up my writing, and probably, although I think I might also do like a video project like this, which you're allowed to do, but also with the concentration of like sociology.
Okay. Studying the peeps.
Yeah.
Where are you doing this?
At SUNY Empire State University of New York.
Is it the one in Brighton?
Yeah, but it's all on
in Brighton.
Yeah, there's
it's all online.
Yeah, there's a branch. Well,
I'd love to do that, except I have to get my bachelor's first.
Well, I did that. Well, I had like 182 credits, but didn't have a degree. So like a couple of years ago, I just.
Oh, really? Did you quit right before the end?
Oh, yeah.
In college? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't necessarily voluntary.
Right.
My parents.
Were you out of college before you finished?
Yeah. I went for 4 years, and my parents were like, okay, you're the last of 6. We're retiring. And we said we'd pay for 4 years. So bye. Figure it out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But Mom, I want to be a doctor. It takes longer than 4 years.
Yeah. And they were living in upstate New York, and I was in college in Maine, and they're like, and we're moving to the house in Arizona. And I was like,
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's right. You went to school in Maine.
Yeah. And so,
jealous.
I wish I had the whatever to figure out how to stay, but
right.
I guess it just wasn't my time. So anyway.
You're doing it now. That's all that matters.
And I did it. I got a degree now. I got a BA in communications and media. Anyway, where the fuck was I? What was I talking about? Oh, so anyway, and these things I had to talk about, we're talking about, these 2 classes, are about this model, whatever unit that we're on is about what is an intellectual. Yeah, it's like studying what is.
What is.
Yeah,
the definition of is.
And then the other one is, it's like critical thinking in relationship to history, and it's about like, do you really know what the truth is?
Yeah.
And it's about
that could go any way.
Oh yeah. Well, no, but this does say true. Because oh my God. Okay, I can go on all about this, but truth.
Coming up on Madge Unmuted.
People think that a belief is truth, and it's not.
Right.
So there are scientific processes. And things but it's gotten harder for people to have critical thinking skills and know what is a fact and what is not a fact.
Mm-hmm.
A fact is not just an echo of a belief you have. Anyway,
right.
I digress. So it was a whole hefty week of all of that. All the shit was like kind of synchronistic, like, oh my God, I'm learning about that thing. I'm learning about the same thing in that thing. I'm learning about that. So it's all coming together. So I'm going to be doing more speaking and shit. And I'm going to be talking about this humor is healing. I had a funny thing. I met this woman, Jill. She's fucking hilarious. I love her. And we had to do this one thing where you talked about your I don't know, dreams or whatever to the other person. And then this person had to and then they got to know some of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they introduced you. God bless this woman. She said, this is Madge. She's Gilda Radner mixed with Jerry Seinfeld mixed with Deepak Chopra.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I'm not. But then she was like, no, you are. And I'm like, well, it's what I want to be. So
that is one hell of a compliment.
I know that made
Good Lord. Gilda Radner alone.
I know. Because
Right?
I said that was one of my, So speaking of humor.
Yeah. What you got?
I've got a new thing I want to do is I want to introduce TikTokers to people.
TikTokers? People TikTokers.
Have you met each other? We've had experience with TikTok. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you all know TikTok is an app, and some people think that it's the devil or the Chinese going to get all your information, which it probably is, but we'll enjoy it in the meantime.
The devil in a bikini.
Anyway, so it's like I had all these jokes, pew pew pew, and then I'm like, no, Madge, don't do it. So I have met some great people from TikTok. One of my favorites that I'm sure you all know, one of our best guests ever, Madge and Bisket.
That's Madge and Bisket.
That's Madge and Bisket. Look them up on TikTok, and they're also on Instagram and everything.
Yeah, everything.
All
they're
the things.
Everywhere. See, that's the link tree right there.
And
link tree.
Yes, I got to get me one of them.
Yes.
And I absolutely love them to death. Mm-hmm. We've become friends, and they're going to be on again, but they're so busy. They've just blown up. They're so huge. What they are is basically, they're drag queens, but one is what they call a bio drag queen, a male and a female, and they're fucking hilarious. And I just want to give a shout out to them because they've been my inspiration for the past year or so. They're my spirit animals, and I love them.
Oh, they're animals, all right.
I love them dearly.
You whore!
Well, speaking of that, let's give you a quick example of their videos.
Alexa, play Dingle Stank Humperbirds.
I can't find the song Jingle Stank Hump Birds.
That's right, you whore!
I have never asked them.
I just love when they completely go
we're just off the cuff, and I love that they I don't know where that Alexa bit started. That's a running joke.
Oh, is it?
Oh God, yeah, it's been a running joke since they started, like a year and a half ago or so. So anyway, they try and tell her to play certain things, and then it's really really obscure shit too, and sometimes she'll even know it, and I don't know where the calling her a whore came from, which I really
they call everybody a whore.
I know, I have mixed feelings on, but it's hilarious.
Here's another one.
Do you have the other one? Yeah.
So good. Oh my God, Biscuit! This lady over here just said we can't be bringing our own wine to church.
I think that's bullshit, because isn't wine
The blood of Christ? Hell yeah! Oh shit, here she comes! Shoot it! So good. Oh my God, Biscuit!
Oh, God.
Silly, but I love the shit. That's the kind of stuff I love. So if you check them out, love them to death. But that's what I want to do is when I come across people on TikTok that I really like, I want to just give them a show to
and
everyone.
recommend that your fans check them out because they are good humor.
Yes, thank you. And that, so if anybody, and I know Madge and Bisket are really kind of huge now, but I want to try and find people who are on the lower end like me, not of class, but of followers. Well, of class too. So yeah, but I mean, somebody that's just on their way up, and I wanna give them a boost. So if anybody out there, if you have anybody to recommend to me, I would love that. In the comments or DM me or email me, whatever the hell you want to do.
OnlyFans?
Yeah, OnlyFans me. It's just stuff that I want to recommend because I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I got another one here.
That's Madge and Bisket. Who's next?
That's Madge and Bisket. And now these other two I have not met. And so if I'm speaking out of turn, sorry, people, I'm giving you free publicity, whatever. The next is, her TikTok is AnnaRileyOK. And I'll just read you the bio that she has on one of her social medias. This is how to wrap up AnnaRileyOK in a few sentences. A women empowerment and small business loving anti-bully who is goofy, socially anxious, not famous, uplifting, hilarious, and rocks the hair.
Okay.
She uses her personality as part of the delivery, and I freaking love it. So here's a clip from her.
Good morning, Facebook. I just wanted to ask y'all, could you pray for me? But don't ask why. So you just want me to pray for you? Yes, it's private. Okay. If you really want to know, send me an inbox. I don't really want to know. You posted it on social media. Oh my God, people are so nosy. You know what? You don't need to pray for me. Just forget it. Okay. Damn it. If you really want to know, my damn dog is sick. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Because I don't like telling my business on social media.
I like the timing.
Yeah.
The pauses are really good.
That's what I love. And I love that it's the observational humor, because we've all that, I love when people just make fun of everyday things, hence the Jerry Seinfeld stuff, I guess. But yeah, her comedic timing is impeccable. And I just love, and her editing is good too, if that's what she's doing. So, but no, just her, the comedic timing, the pauses, the facial expressions.
And it's funny because it's true.
Exactly.
Those people do that thing.
They do. They do.
All right. And the next guy.
Okay, the next
is
I'm not sure how to pronounce his handle here, but it's like Wild Bear 35. There he is.
Yeah.
He's a
bear, so he's a big gay man.
He's LGBTQ dude, Black Lives Matter advocates, whatever. And his shade is fabulous.
His shade?
Shade.
As in throwing?
Throwing shade.
Ah.
Yeah, like and in this one, I know his snaps, whatever. No, they're not really snaps, just the shade. And I couldn't find one of the videos I love, but his earlier ones, at the end when he'll tell something, and at the end of it he'll snap out his fan, those big
geisha fans.
Yes. And it's just like, oh, that is like the punctuation mark on the end of it. But he's really cute. He's also has some serious stuff. He's very, very accepting and loving. But I love this one.
It's funny because when you sent that video to me,
you got the sound effects.
Yeah, the sound.
And you were
effect. I was like, what the hell's going on? I thought my computer. I was like, that's the Skype sound, and I don't even have Skype anymore.
Well, that's the thing, that all his notifications were going off because he posted these pictures, so everybody's trying to contact him. So, but that's more
because everybody knows that the most religious people are usually the most gay.
Right. And but also in his stuff is involves a lot of Black culture, and there's a lot of those jokes about how like church is like the gossip center or the center of everything. And I guess from looking at stuff, apparently that one's true. I don't know. But whether it is or not, I don't know. But I think it's funny. So yeah, but I love that when people use everyday sound effects, and it's like, because you're like, oh my God, all my notifications are going off. So sorry, I fucked with you on that one. But
so if you follow them, reach out to them and tell them that you heard about them on Madge Unmuted.
Yes, please do. And
they'll say who?
Yeah, I know.
Well, Madge and Bisket will know.
Yeah, they will. And the last gentleman, he follows me back, so he possibly might know who I am. And then I doubt that the other one does, but maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I don't care. So follow them. And again, like I said, if you find anybody, you come across anybody that I should check out, let me know.
So does that mean it's time for news?
Yeah, it does. Way to let me go ahead and make a segue there, Fitz.
I'm sorry. Were you supposed to do that?
No.
We never really discussed who was going to do the segues. It just kind of, should we move on? Okay.
Free. Yeah, okay. Did we beat this one to death? Sure.
Yes, it's dead.
Let's go to the news.
All right.
But that was This Week in TikToks. Now with the news.
Remind me, I have to get a This Week in TikToks drop. Okay. That's right. It's the news with Fitz. Today is World Teachers Day, so big clap for teachers. I don't know how you do it, because I couldn't do it.
Me neither. I can't stand my own kids, let alone other people's. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, it's true. It's funny because it's true. A survey found the average bathroom has at least 2 empty bottles kicking around. What? That's what it says.
Repeat that, please.
A survey found that there's empty plastic bottles in bathrooms. There's at least 2 in every bathroom.
Private bathrooms or public bathrooms?
Private bathroom, like in your house. Like there's a shampoo and something else that's empty that's just sitting there. Oh. I mean, that happens with us because, like, my daughter uses up all of my shaving cream constantly. It's always empty. I'll put a new one there and it's empty.
I see that when kids are around,
Having deep conversations with strangers is better for your well-being than just making small talk. Of course, that presumes that the strangers you encounter are capable of saying anything meaningful.
This is true. We did a lot of exercises with that this week.
Instead of talking about the weather, talk about something positive.
Childhood trauma! Nothing brings people together like childhood trauma.
Okay, moving on. 10% of people don't know what their grandparents did for a living.
10%?
10%. It's not a very large amount, but still.
Yeah.
Out of 300 million people, that's a decent amount. I'm sure they didn't survey 300 million people. It's probably out of 100.
Yeah.
10 people didn't know.
What
did your grandparents do? Do you know?
Mine? Yes. Both of my grandmothers were, of course, like stay-at-home grandmas.
Homemakers.
They were born in the
teens.
No, more than that. My parents were born in the 20s. So
oh, really? So they're
my fathers. They were born in 1881 and 82. So
no kidding.
And then the other ones were about like 1903.
Yeah, because you're a generation ahead of me. So
yeah, and I'm the youngest of 7. So
right.
Anyway, my one grandfather was a banker. He was a bigwig banker in town, vice president of the bank, and the other one was he worked at Bethlehem Steel in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. He was like a foreman.
Bethlehem Steel is a big company. Mm-hmm. My grandparents, my grandfather, my dad's dad was a butcher, and my mom's dad was a plumber.
Cool.
I got blue collar all the way through my blood. Anyway.
That's really cool.
Yeah. A worker at Wendy's on the LSU campus was arrested Saturday after allegedly pulling out a gun and threatening to shoot a customer. At Wendy's. Working at Wendy's, pulled out a gun to shoot a customer. I said we're out of fries.
The thing I find most startling is that there's a Wendy's on the LSU campus.
That's a good school. I guess the Arthur Treachers closed down.
There is no Bojangles.
Oh, did you hear about this? A new Snickers cinnamon bun bar will arrive in stores this month. Yum.
No, that's interesting. That's curious.
Really satisfies. Tinder is getting its own in-app currency. They begin testing in-app coins that users can earn by maintaining an active dating profile. Coins can then be spent on boosts, which allow users to promote their profiles.
I'm not sure how I feel.
I'm swiping left or right on that one. I never know.
I don't know.
Swiping down.
It's been a while. Been a few years.
And a mother in Massachusetts got upset last month after her 17-year-old son got a haircut she didn't like, so she called 911, and we have the call.
I go, what do you want on top? He's like, on number 2. I literally stop, and I'm like, bro, on number 2's real short. He's like, yeah, that's fine. 20 minutes later, his mom comes busting in the door. Look at this lady wasting my day. Wait for a bad haircut. For a bad haircut that I gave her son that he asked for.
I think the funniest part of that is just because they're from Massachusetts.
I was going to say, are they from Rhode Island?
Who wants chowder?
He didn't sound wicked smart.
So I'm wondering how just completely traumatized he is growing up with that woman who called the police about his haircut.
It's just, but nowadays you wonder how much of that stuff is
Fake?
fabricated,
Made up?
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounded pretty wicked legit. And that's the news here at Madge Unmuted in the Rock Vox Studios. Thank you,
Thank you, your bigness.
Father Nelson will be by to see you later.
He'll be hearing confessions between 4 and 5 in the broom closet.
Oh.
Who should be in charge of the segways, Fitz?
I'm thinking we need a Segway producer and hire him in right now.
Seriously.
Fuck it, I'm doing this show in a goddamn Boston accent for the rest of my life.
I went to college in Maine. I can.
Yeah, you can do it.
I can do that.
That's where you got the name Madge.
It is.
Go back to episode 1, you jackass.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's your news.
That's Fitz in the news.
You know what's creepy? Just to interject real quick.
Me?
When just in general, when you're scrolling through Facebook and you see someone and you're like, ooh, that's a hot girl. Oh my God, it's my cousin. Did I tell you that I grew up in Florida?
Now I do.
To my credit, never met this cousin before. So I didn't know she was my cousin.
After you got
And
that,
the same last name didn't clue me in right away.
you're like, hey, what a coincidence.
Wow, your dad looks just like my Uncle Gary. Madge just spit all over the floor.
Wet cleanup, aisle 9. Okay. Like discombobulated.
Sorry.
I
started talking about priests and my mind went awry.
Oh dear God.
You can't help
So, another thing I started with the news event of the week. Now it could be either a news event or my event or whatever. Fitz event, bowel movement. This one is an event of the week I found in my hometown newspaper of Dunkirk, New York.
Dunkirk.
I live in Dunkirk. From the, it used to be called the Evening Observer. I think it's Observer. I think it's the Dunkirk. No, Observer Today, Dunkirk Observer. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is. The Observer.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
Who knows what it's called these days?
Yeah, whatever. My name's Bob. Yeah, whatever. The title of this is Rock Tractor Handcuffs for Stockton Man. I think they were trying to do a play on rock, paper, scissors.
Rock Tracker Handcuffs. Yes, I get it.
Oh, they're clever. Let's go to observertoday.com. This is basically a man who threw a rock at a residence and tried to elude law enforcement on a tractor.
So, first of all, why is he throwing rocks at houses? Like, is shit that boring in Stockton?
My guess is that he had beef with someone.
Like, oh, they mean like he was eating a steak.
He had a beef, but
He
the
had
kids
a
say
beef.
they had beef.
Yes.
They keep
Do
cutting down.
kids say that now?
Yeah, beef.
Oh, it's coming around again, I
Yeah.
guess.
Mm-hmm. And so this is a 36-year-old guy, and he had a beef. I guess he threw some, and then I guess somebody called the coppers, and he tried to flee
On a tractor. Well, now, there are tractors that go very fast, but I'm guessing this is not one of those tractors.
No.
I mean, they go up to 20 miles an hour. That's fast for a tractor.
Ooh. I don't know. He's probably not the sharpest tool in the shed.
He's definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. He's not even, but he's a tool. Goodbye.
No. So anyway.
So yeah.
Yeah, he was charged with 4th-degree criminal tractoring. 4th-degree criminal.
4th-degree criminal tractoring?
No, 4th fourth degree criminal mischief, and second degree obstructing governmental administration.
I want to go to law school in Stockton.
Yeah, it's down there in Chautauqua County. Anyway, that's that. Got one last thing. What did I learn this week? Fitz, did you learn anything this week?
Specifically on the show or just in general? In
general.
Yeah, you know what? I did learn that it's important to stay positive. I've kind of known this, but there's been a couple of situations where, specifically in the last week, it's come back to roost, as they say.
Yeah.
And
I thought I was going to have to kick your ass there for a minute, but you're back to being positive.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was really.
You know, that's the thing. You're allowed to feel like shit sometimes.
You just can't
do not
wallow in it.
Do not send your forwarding address to the post office and move in there. Just move along, wallow in it, take a little bath, rinse off, and get out.
Do not contact the credit card companies and change your address to.
Do not change your vehicle registration to that address.
Double down. Yeah, no, it's true.
But that's part of my
humor. Because it snowballs.
Yeah, that's part. But also that's part of my humor is healing. Like, yeah, you got to go through the motions. Okay, go through them, but then just make a joke about it, and move on.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know what I learned this week?
What'd you learn?
That you can marry. You can be funny and inspirational.
I thought you were going to do the
I know.
church in a steeple thing. You see all the people? Yeah. I can't do that. I don't have the flexibility.
It's called dexterity.
No, it's called flexibility. I literally can't get my hands on it. But anyway.
Yeah. Bing,
okay.
Bing, bing. So if you want me to speak at your whatever, I'll just come to your living room and speak.
So what?
That'd be $5. Well, if you got some
the light on my battery just died.
I just saw that.
Or the battery on my light just died.
Oh, you
something happened.
Start telling ghost stories, Fitz.
Once upon a time, I was at the studio, and the battery light started flashing.
Oh my God. And on that note,
the
ghost is telling you it's time to go.
It's time to go. It's true. So how do people find you? How do people help out Madge Unmuted?
People can go to madgeunmuted.com or madgemadigan.com, and I'm on all the social medias as Madge Madigan. And don't forget, while you're here, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, or if you're on whatever audio podcast platforms, subscribe, share, review, repurpose, recycle, all the things.
You don't recycle this, please, without written consent of Madge Unmuted.
And Fitz, where do they find you? FitzRockbox.com.
Yes, rockbox.com in the heart of Bushnell's Basin, a bustling canal community.
Where you can get hit by a car. We'll learn about that.
I forgot to talk about that.
We did. We'll
time.
hear about that next week.
Yeah. Say goodbye, Madge.
Goodbye, Madge. Join us next week.